Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I hope you're all having a magical day. Spoiler season! Oh my gosh, so excited. So we have about 2.5 days to go through, which is exciting. It is Halloween weekend, and we do have a Twitch party going on in the eve. I'm in the Mountain Standard. You guys know my Twitch time. I'm always on YouTube in the morning and in the evening. That Twitch stream is going to start after that evening YouTube, which might be this video, question mark? I don't really know. We're gonna have to leave that up to the boss. I don't know how Maya's doing production these days. I really couldn't tell you, but she's been taking care of it and doing a great job, which I really do appreciate. So that out of the way, let's take a look at some of these new cards. And bear with me, you guys. This is my first look at these. So, if I'm missing anything, feel free, correct your boy down in the comments below. And then, I can learn, the community can learn, and we can all move forward. Let's go. All right, so we left off with Wedding Invitation. That was our last card that we looked at in part 1 of this video. I'm gonna have it linked in the description. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to bring some excitement to the video, you guys. Forgive me. Anyways, this card is actually really exciting. Volatile Arsonist and Dire Strain, Anarchist, Wolf. Quite literally. It's a human werewolf. Day-night combination here within mono red for 5. It's a 4/4 with menace and haste. Whenever it attacks, it deals 1 damage to each of up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target player, and or 1 target planeswalker, right? So a creature's getting it, and then either the player or a planeswalker is getting that second trigger. Really cool. That's Daybound. Nightbound, it's a 5/5, still has menace and haste, but it's going to deal 2 damage to the person, and then to the planeswalker and to a creature, right? So both of them are targeting the creature, and then you'll have to decide between a player or a planeswalker, which is really cool. Arsonist, 1 damage. Anarchist, sorry. There's no R there. This is what I mean. New cards, you guys. You bear with me. Anarchist. It's not a word that I typically would read day to day, but the arsonist and anarchist does make sense. LOL. My brain is just so smooth. I look at the pictures, you guys. This is the same reason I can't eat food at fancy restaurants. I got to go to the diners. I need the pictures. That's how it's all done. A lot of people are always asking me, HGG, how do you make all these decks? They're incredible. Just look at the pictures, bro. Change of Fortune for 4 sorcery speed. Discard your hand, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Is it good? Probably pretty cool. If you're copying it, that's very cool. But is it better than Expected Windfall? Is it better than Expected Windfall? Question mark. Because you get the treasures, and if you're copying the spell, wouldn't those double treasures be more worthwhile? Because you're drawing 4, and how many cards do you really need to draw? Unless it's a combo build. Potentially then we get behind Change for Fortune or Change of Fortune, but I don't know. I just think Unexpected Windfall may be more valuable if you're copying it. Vampire's Vengeance for 3 instant speed. Vampire's Vengeance deals 2 damage to each non-vampire creature. Create a blood token that is an artifact. You can pay 1, tap it, discard a card, sacrifice the blood token to draw a card. It's not bad, right? It's pretty cool. Some added value, help you cycle through your deck in that mid-game. The deal 2 damage to each non-vampire is really cool in best of 3 vampire aggro decks, which seems like it's probably not a great best of 3 deck to begin with, but tribal wipes are cool. It's going to beat up all of the non-vampire decks, and I can see this with Crippling Fear, and it's just like vampires with Rakdos, red and black, some nice field wipes, right? So then you're kind of outpacing the other aggro decks. Keeping a little bit of a better pace here, though. Sorry. Dread Fugue? For 1 mana, it has cleave for 3, and when it has cleave, if you pay the cleave cost, you ignore the words in the square bracket, right? So target player reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it with mana value 2 or less, that player discards that card. If you pay the cleave cost of 3, it's not kicker, so you don't have to pay it in addition to, it's a separate casting cost. You know, you're revealing it and you're discarding any card you want, which is nice. Well, any non-land, that is. And the crowd goes wild. Alchemist Gambit for 3. Sorcery Speed, Cleave for 7. Take an extra turn after this one. During that turn, damage can't be prevented. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. Exile, Alchemist Gambit. Holy Toledos. Okay, you guys. So here's what's happening here. Alchemist Gambit on turn 3. You're taking an extra turn. Turn 4, we roll down to our boy Overcharged Amalgam. Boom. You counter. They lose the game trigger on the stack because this has flash and can counter that. Nice. Turn 5, you recast a second copy because you just got to do it of Alchemist Gambit. Beautiful. Turn 6, you cast your Amalgam again, right? Amalgam. Countering that death trigger. And again, this is rare, but you know those Izzet players, they've always got it. At which point you'll have 2 mana left over. Boop. You can put over an all-runs Epiphany if you want. And then it is your turn again because that got countered. And then you just cast that all-runs Epiphany because it's going to cost 6 mana. You'll have 7 in play. And actually, you might even have 8 if I'm correct, which is pretty crazy. So you could even copy that all-run on that last thing. You could Galvanic that last all-run. And now on turn 3, you've taken 5 turns in a row. You take your original Gambit, double all-runs. Yeah, that is 5 turns in a row on turn 3. What are they going to do at that point? So that's the dream. Of course, you know, you need 2 Gambits, you need 2 Amalgams, you need an iteration and an all-run with land throughout the process. However, it's a possibility. And of course, there could be interruption and disruption within that process, but holy Toledos. The Skull King Killer for 4. Vampire Assassin 4/2. When it enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent control gets -2/-2 until the end of turn if that opponent controls no other creatures, which is kind of like a big bully to me as an effect. Like, if they're behind, punish them more, right? Woof. LOL. Anyways, moving on. We're going to have to click into this because I cannot translate. LOL. Nor can this website, question mark. We're getting white screened. Anyway, someone's taking care of it for us, which should be up beside the card, and it should not be all white, but whatever. It's an artifact in which you pay 2 to look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 into your graveyard, and whenever a creature is placed into your graveyard from somewhere, anywhere, remove an Omen token from the board. Once there are no Omen tokens on it, transform it, and it enters with 3. You know, it's a thing. It's a 3/2 with flying once it transforms that can pay 4 to draw 2 cards and then discard 1 card. And it can only block flying creatures. Really good in limited. I don't know if that sees a ton of play where we are looking to go. And then we have another card that I'll have to decrypt. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Witness the Future, Sorcery Speed for 3. Choose target player and up to 4 target cards in their graveyard. That player shuffles those cards into their library, probably yourself, looking at the top 4 cards of your library, putting 1 of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom in random order. So shuffling 4 in, looking at the top 4 and 1 into our hand. That's like a 8-card situation, like basically 9. Cool. Cost 3. It's Sorcery Speed, though, and that's the pullback, right? That's the bummer. Moving on. Torrens Fist of Angels for 3 mana, a Selesnya legendary creature, human cleric 2/2 with training. Training is a new mechanic, and whenever this creature attacks with another creature that has greater power, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human soldier creature token with training as well. Ooh, that's actually exciting. I think this is a decent card. It's a legendary, though. A cool commander. I like it. I'm down to clown. Chandra, Dress to Kill, 3 mana, mythic, red, legendary planeswalker. 3 loyalty as she enters, +1, adding 1 red source, dealing 1 damage to up to 1 target player or planeswalker. Well, if it's refunding 1 mana on ETB, it's like it only costs 2. Yes, you have to wait till 3 to play it, but as you play it, you can play something else right on top, which is really, really cool. Another +1, exiling the top card of our library. If it's a red card, you may cast it this turn. Nice. Very cool. And then -7, which I'm not entirely sure how often we'll make it to, but you can dream. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast red spells from among them this turn. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a red spell, this emblem deals X damage to any target, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spellio. Very, very cool beans. And let me see if I can zoom in for you guys here a little bit. That's too far. There we go. And this might be a more enjoyable experience because the text is so small. Moving on, Runo Stormkirk, 3 mana, transforms into Krothos, Lord of the Deep. A 1/4 with flying. As it enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on the top of your library. Nice. And at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If it's a creature card with mana value 6 or greater that is revealed this way, transform it. That smells of Reanimator in the morning. However, once we transform it, we get a 3/5 with flying, and whenever it attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, create 2 of those tokens instead. Whoa! I'll chase that dream. That is looking spicy. Moving on. Dawnheart Geist, 2 mana, 1/3, Spirit Warlock, and whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 2 life. Path of Peril, 3 mana, sorcery speed. This is a rare black spell. Cleave for 6 as Orzhov colors. There's a white thrown in there as well, take note. Destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less for 3, and for 6, the cleave cost, you just destroy all creatures. You gotta love it. Then we're moving into the Voice of the Blessed, 2 white mana, creature spell, Spirit Cleric, and whenever you gain 1 or more life, put a +1/+1 counter on Voice of the Blessed. All right, I'm down to clown. And whenever Voice of the Blessed has 4 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it gains Flying and Vigilance. It's going to be a 6/6 with Flying and Vigilance. And whenever it gets 10 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it gains Indestructible. Keep in note, it's going to be a 12/12 with Flying and Vigilance at that point. You'll probably already have won the game, but you never know. This is a spicy card. I really like it. Is it playable in Constructed? Probably. Not that the Indestructible is super cool, but the fact that we can gain life, and we have things like the Luminarch Aspirant, right? Gaining life, Luminarch Aspirant, a couple +1 counters, Homestead Courage is a thing. Now you've got a 6/6 with Flying and Vigilance. Come at me, bro. That's pretty good for 2 mana. As it builds up, I don't mind it. I honestly think that's neat. Moving on, we have the Mana Form Halakite. 4 mana, 4/4 with flying, red creature dragon with, I think I said flying. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX red dragon illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana spent on that spell. Exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. Cool beans. Really cool beans. The funny thing is here, we may have different Is It Dragon decks splitting, right? You'll see like a hard double turn, super combo deck, and we may see, you know, more of that dragon ramp into the treasures, like just super outvalue you, smoldering egg, stuff like that, which is fun. Moving up to the Arc Ghoul of Thabaran for 3 mana. This is a 3/2 zombie cleric, and whenever the Arc Ghoul or another zombie you control dies, look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie card, you can reveal it, put it into your hand. If you don't put that card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard instead. This, I feel, maybe underwhelming, unless in limited. I don't know how many zombies there will be. However, the double feature draft experience that comes out in January, the new year, well, this is going to be a good card in that zombie deck. I can guarantee you that. Hallowed Haunting for 4 mana, an enchantment, a white mythic. And whenever you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. Take note, this counts as 1, so it'll be this plus 6. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit creature token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. 1 spirit, 1/1. 2 spirits, they're both 2/2. 3 spirits, they're all 3/3. 4 spirits, you're dead. As they will have flying and vigilance as well. Next up, we have the... well, I can't actually translate it. It's a 0/4 with Defender for 1 mana. You can pay 3 to transform it. Activate it only at sorcery speed. Yes, I believe. And then this is a 3/4 with Menace. As it transforms, look at their hands and choose a card from it. Discard, they draw. LOL, I don't know. But you still get to see their hand, I think, is the thing. I like it. I like it. It's cheap. It's good. It's a nice defender. It may be playable. I'm gonna need a further confirmation on my bootleg. Yeah. I could be wrong. I feel like I've seen this card somewhere else, and that's why it made sense to me. Anyways, moving on. Helena and Alina, partners for 4 mana, a 2/3 with first strike and reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control where X is Helena and Alina's power. That creature gains haste until the end of turn. This is really cool because those counters are going to stay there. Very cool. So it's giving out haste, which is amazing, right? The Stormseeker giving out haste is really cool. This is going to be giving out haste. Amazing. First strike and reach, really cool. And then putting X +1/+1 counters, really, really cool. And you don't even have to attack, right? Just at the beginning of combat on your turn, on another target creature you control, yeah, like you don't even have to be attacking. Like, holy moly. So this will go in Bard's class very nicely. It can also, you know, sit around with Luminarch Aspirant quite successfully, I feel like. That is an interesting card. Maya loves it. Moving on, we have the Sewer Stalker, 4 mana, spirit creature with Disturb for 4. It can't be blocked while attacking alone. And then it has an aura in which you'll gain that same ability put onto another creature that can't be blocked if it's attacking alone, right? So that's pretty cool. Backing up here. Beep, beep. Oh no, we backed up way too far. Scrolling up. Here we are. We have the Mind Leech Ghoul with Exploit. 2 mana, 2/2, black zombie creature. And whenever it exploits a creature, which means as it enters, it can choose to sacrifice a creature. That creature isn't sacrificed until the stack clears, which is pretty cool. I don't think it's even targeted until the stack is resolving the exploit trigger, right? And when Mindless Leech Ghoul exploits a creature, each opponent exiles a card from their hand. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it finds its way somewhere. Anyways, that's the end of October 9th, and then we're working our way up into some of the newer cards here. Geralf, Visionary Stitcher, 3 mana, 1/4, legendary creature, human wizard, blue rare. Zombies you control have flying. Pay 1, tap it to sacrifice another non-token creature. Create an XX blue zombie creature token, where X is the sacrificed creature's toughness. Woof. Decay was pretty cool already, and now all those decays are going to have flying. That's a lot of 2/2 flyers just like coming in at you. Reach, it's going to be very important, especially a 2/3 with reach, LOL. And, you know, stuff like that. Maybe something with flying. Anyways, the Gnarled Grove Strider and Dormant Grove, 4 mana, transforms into the Grove Strider. The Grove is an enchantment, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and then if that target has toughness of 6 or greater, transform it. It's a 3/6 with vigilance, giving all of your other creatures vigilance as well. Kindly Ancestor? Is that Kindly? I mean, I feel like it's Kindly, but I feel like it also should be not that. And then it makes me think it's Kindly. But then I know that's wrong, which is like, where do you stop in the circle, right? It's a 3 mana with lifelink, 2/3 with Disturb, going into Ancestor's Embrace as an aura, giving an enchanted creature a lifelink, much like that other card we just looked at. What was it? Oh yeah, this one here. The Sewer Stalker. Moving up, we have the Biolume Serpent and Biolume Egg. Egg in play for 3, transforms into the Serpent. The egg is a 0/4 with Defender. As it enters, scry 2. Whenever you sacrifice the egg, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. It's going to be a 4/4. You can sacrifice 2 islands to give it unblockable. Nice. So this is like pretty sick. A 0/4 Defender. You get to scry 2, and then you sacrifice it. Deadly Dispute, Village Rites. Now you've got a 4/4 in play. You interrupted some interaction. Like, you got to scry, you got to draw, you got a creature. It's all there. Investigator's Journal. 2 mana, Artifact Clue, which is interesting. And the Investigator Journals will enter the battlefield with a number of suspect counters on it equal to the greatest number of creatures a player controls, right? If I control 2, you control 3, it comes in with 3. We can pay 2, tap it to remove a single counter to draw a card. We can also pay 2 to sacrifice the journal to draw a card, which is really nice. And then this is what I'm really excited about, you guys. Ooh, I already built a deck for it. The Engulfing Tide, 4 mana, sorcery speed. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control, then return all other non-land permanents to their owner's hand. Then draw a card for each opponent with more cards in hand than you. Bounce all your spells but 1. Don't worry, I'll remove it or Fading Hope it. And just slow you down in general. And I get to draw cards because you've got more than me in your hand? What? So this is going to really be that mid-game play while you're waiting for your Cyclone Summoner to drop on 7. And it makes the Summoner playable in mono blue, which is cool. And not to say that this isn't playable other places, because it definitely will be. Not just within mono blue. Anyways, a little excited there. But moving up, we have our Valorous Stance. 2 mana, instant speed, choose 1. Target creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. That's fine. General shenanigans here. And you can also destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So this is a limited bomb, but it's also, you know, maybe somewhere in, I don't know. This fits maybe somewhere in a sideboard, right? Like mono green, potentially, where it's like you can gain indestructible or kill their creature if it's big enough. But who knows? Like, it's not a must play in, like, we're not building any decks around it, is what I mean to say. However, the Cemetery Protector, 4 mana, creature, human soldier, mythic white card with flash. As it enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard, and whenever you play a land or cast a spell, if it shares a card type with the exiled card, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Pretty crazy for the fact that it has flash. However, Blood on the Snow is still a thing, so you're probably still looking at 2 Spidey Whiteys to stare you down. However, you could cast this, I believe, in response to Blood on the Snow and exile that card that they're going to play, right? I'm pretty sure Blood on the Snow goes on the stack like that, where it's like blood goes out, destroys everything, and then they pick the walker and it comes out Will you be able to play this after the wipe and exile Loath? I have to try that out. I'm not entirely sure how that priority works. Maybe someone in the comments can help us. So, you know, if I have got some creatures in play, they blood on the snow, we need to not play this before the wipe, obviously. Like, we could play it first in Exile Loath, and then it just wipes everything. Maybe we attack with a land. That's one option, the way it works. The other option is Blood on the Snow, field wipes, they target Loath, Protector comes out, exiles Loath, they have nothing. We hit with the 3/4, and we hit with the 3/4 Flying Dragonland for 6, exiling the Loath, so we wouldn't be casting a spell that's a Planeswalker, so we wouldn't be getting the 1/1 human token ever in that situation. But if we can have them wipe the field, take their creature away, and have a 3/4 with the potential of land, I think that's very good. I'm just not 100% sure how, like, the targeting of Loath might be simultaneous with the field wipe. It's like destroy. I'd have to try that out in game just to see how the stack resolves. It's not burned in my head, but we'll figure it out for you guys. Potentially one of my favorite cards of the set already. If it works that way, if not, it's still pretty cool. Anyways, the Innocent Traveler, transforming into the Malicious Invader. This is a human into a vampire. 1/3, and at the beginning of your upkeep, any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If no one does, transform the Innocent Traveler as a 3/3 with flying. It gets +2/+2 as long as the opponent controls a human. It's expensive. It's 4 mana. However, they could sack tokens forever to keep it there, which isn't great. But the 3, like, this is really, really good in limited. The fact that it's an uncommon means you're going to see it pretty consistently in your limited experience, and I think it's an absolute bomb uncommon. However, playable and constructed, probably not. That's it. Let's do a refresh, and I think we're all up to date. Oh, no, we're not. Rending Flame for 3 mana. Instant speed, which is nice. It deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Thank you. Thank you! Oh, I've been missing 5 damage for a while. It should only cost, like a Lava Coil. Only costs 2 mana, I believe, right? That's what I want, is a Lava Coil. 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is a spirit, it will also deal 2 damage to that controller. Nice, but generally spirits are pretty low. Unless it's Hoffrey, I guess. But, it's a card. It's a card, I guess. I mean, it's not the end of the world. One more roll of the dice, you guys. I doubt we get it. No, so that's all we have for October 30th. We're going to let this build up again before we get back to you guys in part 3. We are at 64 out of 277 cards spoiled for you guys today. And yeah, really interested in a few of these cards. Definitely this Cemetery Protector is a highlight of today for me. And the Engulfing Tide is incredible as well. Really excited to play that. I think the Visionary Stitcher might be kind of goofy, honestly. Like, flying decay zombies. Woof. And the Halana and Alina partners, I think, is really, really cool to potentially counter some of those flying zombies. This was interesting. Hollowed Haunting. I don't know if that's going to ever get there. That's kind of like a dream. You know what I mean? Like Angelic Ascension. Path of Peril. Amazing. Really good card. Manaform Hellkite might provide a different branch of the double turn deck. We'll see. Maybe it just all smashes in there together. And then the new Mono White Spirit is interesting as well. I don't know if it's going to find a place, but I think it will, to be honest. Fist of Angels was nice. Chandra was super cool. There's so much cool stuff today. Runa was like a jank master's dream. I can't wait to be, janking that out. And the Alchemist Gambit, LOL. We talked about how you're taking 5 turns as early as turn 3 if you get the right cards, right? With the Arsonist and anarchist to come full circles with some big LOLs on today's pronunciation. I'm sure I butchered a billion other things. Thanks for watching, you guys. Those are my favorite cards. Let me know what card you're most excited about of all the ones we went over today. Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully we get to build some sick decks around these really quickly. Still waiting for some more reveals before the theory crafting goes, unless it's like this Engulfing Tide where it's like, okay, I already have that deck if it's in right where I need it to. And same kind of thing goes with the Protector here if it works the way we want. And I'm gonna figure this out, and if it does, hallelujah. Mono white, long live the glorious aggro deck. Blood on the Snow into Loth is hard to beat as a mono white deck, so this is a really cool answer for that potentially. Anyways, that's all for me today. You guys, thank you, and ladies, of course. People of all colors and shapes, whatever. Have a magical day. We'll see you soon in the next. Take care, and yeah. Bye-bye. Oh, the contests and giveaways on Twitch. We're going to be streaming the Halloween Eve. $325 plus in giveaways. Don't miss out on that. Join the Discord to find out more, right? Yeah? Yeah? Cool? Cool beans? Did you like the video yet? Yeah? Yeah? Take care, you guys. And girls. Oh, man. Now we're full circling again. My life. Woof.